Excuse me. Mm. Oh, what up, though, good peoples? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Come on into the room. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we get down. Come on into the room. Drop down in the chat. Put the ones in the chat. Let me know that my audio is good. Y'all know how we do. Let's chop it up for a little bit before I go ahead and turn it in for the night. Mm. I am trying to understand something. And I'm so, hey, brother Omni, brother Malcolm, what's going on? I am trying. Shout out to Christopher J for hosting that wonderful show that he just had with the panel, incorporating the clubhouse into the YouTube space. But we got to talk about something. I don't plan up being up here for long, so make sure you like, share, subscribe. Y'all know all that good stuff. Hit the super chat, hit the cash app. You know what I'm saying? If you share it out, become a member, all that good shit. Everything that how they say in the YouTube world. Do all of that shit. Like, share, and subscribe. All that good shit. Anyway, listen. I need to address something that has been bothering me for quite some time now. And I'm trying to get a better understanding, right? Why is it that all of you dudes who are living off of the Kevin Samuels stimmy pack, right? All of the talking points, all of the regurgitated euphemisms and mannerisms and everything else. Why do y'all cape for Kevin Samuels so hard? Can somebody explain to me that? This conversation that I just had on Clubhouse with brother Christopher J. A statement was made in that, and the statement which was in context, giving context to the statement. They like sucking eggplant. What's going on, baby? So the statement that was made was because I said that what a lot of men have done is they have tarnished the name of who Kevin Samuels is and what Kevin Samuels was about, what he meant to the community, what he meant to a lot of these different spaces and all this, that, and the other. I find it funny that a lot of dudes are bastardizing Kevin. And when I made this statement that Kevin Samuels was wrong because what he did was he gave y'all the golden ticket to be able to express y'all vehemence for women. This dude says, "Well, how many people have you helped get married? What does that got to do with anything? Well, how many people have you helped in their relationship? What does that have to do with anything?" My point is this. I don't understand why anytime there is a conversation dealing with men, one, y'all always bring up Kevin like Kevin is the progenitor of a shaft in a nutsack. Y'all always bring up Kevin like Kevin was the pinnacle of what it meant to be a black man. Y'all always bring up Kevin like Kevin is what it means to be successful and have a thought. Y'all always bring up Kevin like Kevin is y'all God. Y'all refer to Kevin more than y'all do Jesus. I'm starting to ask questions. So this brother says to me, he says, well, I don't understand why, you know what I'm saying, you got so much smoke for Kevin, but you ain't had no smoke for Derek Jackson. What? We're talking about why is it that y'all are having these circular conversations bashing y'all head up against the damn proverbial wall of stupidity, and you're participating in the act of insanity, thinking that you're going to get a change because you think you're going to bash the women into submission by utilizing the position of a man who's not even here no more. Yes, Kevin talked about relationships and he talked about marriage. Kevin wasn't married. Why would I listen to a man who's not married? Why are y'all listening to a man like Kevin if y'all don't want to be married? Make it make sense, please, by all means. The talking points fall to the wayside when all you do is twist the talking point to fit your narrative as to why it is that you don't want to be with the women who you're more than likely to put money in their pocket just so you can have a probability, you can increase the probability to sleep with them. That doesn't make sense to me. And the volume and the level and how it is that dudes be jumping out the stands just because someone has critique about Kevin Samuels. It's like when somebody has critique of LeBron, that don't mean they talking about the Lakers, they talking about LeBron. Why is it that when someone like me, myself, just because I have critique of what Kevin was saying and doing, y'all feel like I'm talking about y'all? Are these the sons of Kevin? I'm trying to understand. It seems to me like this whole ideal that there can be no approach to really discuss how it is that y'all utilize these talking points and y'all try to justify bad behavior and non-research believing. Y'all treat it as if someone is attacking the golden goose of your existence, and y'all get butthurt. Man, don't you dare say nothing about Kevin Samuels. Why not? Why can't I say nothing about Kevin Samuels? Do y'all not listen to yourselves when y'all discussing women? Do y'all not listen to yourselves when y'all sitting up here propping up the how can I say this? The emulsified and the dehumanized and the non-existent nutsack in the soul of Kevin Samuels? That man is dead. He dead and gone. Y'all are talking points like that's the only thing that y'all got in existence. Y'all always want to talk about the women and what they bring to the table. Brothers, if all you have to bring to the table is a dead man's talking points from 5 years ago, what are you doing? Make it make sense. How is a woman supposed to follow you if all you do is follow behind Kevin? How are you supposed to participate in the marriage that you don't want and all you do is talk about how women should not have autonomy and they should not exist as a human being, that they should only be a meat blanket for your meat? Oh, you talking like you got a problem with Kevin. No, I don't have a problem with Kevin. I have a problem with how it is that y'all twisted his body of work to fulfill your mission to check women just because you can't do it in real life. That's why a lot of dudes come to the internet to check women, because they can't check women in real life. Unless there's a camera, an audience, super chats, cash apps, like, share, subscribe, memberships, and all this, that, and the other. You don't have to be a content creator to be a person. But some of y'all feel like if it wasn't for a lot of these different dudes, Kevin always being propped up there, some of y'all feel like y'all don't have a voice if it wasn't for Kevin. Well, guess what? Kevin got it from somebody before him, and they got it from somebody before them. It seems to me, since y'all the ones that coined Kevin the godfather of the space, it seems like to me, Kevin is y'all new religion. But I get it. Anytime you attack the savior of someone's religion, then of course the believers or the faithful are going to be upset. I get that. I understand it. Here's the problem though. I didn't see Kevin turn water into wine. I didn't see Kevin resurrect nobody. I didn't see Jesus resurrect nobody. But you know what though? I'm not sitting here going after women just because Kevin said what he said on the video. And to the brother that said, well, I don't see why you bringing up Kevin, because Kevin checked men more than he did women on his live streams. Yeah, I'm not saying that you're wrong about that. But what I am saying is this. Anytime y'all want to go after women, y'all always bring up Kevin. Anytime y'all going back and forth with another man, y'all never bring up Kevin. Y'all never bring up Kevin. Y'all never bring up the angry man. Y'all never bring up people who existed within the space, or who existed within their own space, who these people learned from. But y'all always got qualifications and justifications as to why it is that y'all don't want marriage, but y'all more than comfortable with creating babies that y'all don't want. That doesn't make sense to me. And even to this day, as people sit up and they jump on YouTube panels, they create their own platforms, they're creating different videos and shorts and uploading it to social media. It really makes me question. It's really saddening to see the amount of men that is seeking validation through other men because they need to justify their hatred for women. They have a word for this group of people. They call them incels. And the truth of the matter is, I was watching a clip earlier today about how it is that red pill is needed for all men. No, it's not. I would say a lot of dudes that's existing within the red pill, that's existing within manosphere and black manosphere, they need to step away from the internet. What up, though, Dr. Steele? They need to get away from the internet because who you're learning from, they're not great representations of the original talking points. They're not great representations of the original people who was talking about and sitting around and curating these things. This is why I said that some of those talking points is a curse because these people have taken them and they have twisted them to fit their narrative. No one's going to knock you for not wanting a marriage. But you should probably be inspected if you have to go after women just because you don't want a marriage. You complaining about women who you never probably going to meet in life. And you making a career out of this. Oh yeah, let me hit this panel to go check this woman. What? Dr. Steele says the red pill is poisonous. In some ways, more than one. It's not a medication for everybody. Not everybody can take psilocybin. Not everybody can take Tylenol. Some people they have an allergic reaction to these things. Benadryl won't even fix it. Some people are just so damn allergic to it that if they take it, they just gonna straight up, break out in hives. And that's what we seeing across social media. A lot of these dudes, what they do is they get the talking points and then they just run with them. And they leave away from the original intent of the talking point. And they just like, oh yeah, I got a new weapon I could go use to attack women. It's like you come to the Manosphere Armory to get a new talking point, aka weapon, and then once you get a talking point or something that resounded with you, you send a super chat or a cash app. That's you purchasing the weapon, and then you take this weapon and you go out and you purposefully seek out women to attack them with this new talking point. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Is what I'm saying making sense? But the sad part is this: when it comes to someone like Kevin, y'all still using the same weapons. As a man, why do you need to use a woman against a weapon? I mean, why do you need to use a weapon against a woman? That doesn't make sense to me. And to this day, I see a lot of people reacting to some of the things that I said about Kevin. Maybe, right? Maybe. Have it ever dawned upon you that if you look in the proverbial mirror, right? If you look into that mirror, which shows yourself. Truth says Kevin Samuels dead. Kevin Samuels been dead. But my thing is this though. Dudes need to stop. They need to stop being bad representators of masculinity and calling themselves representators of masculinity because they're not. Being masculine does not mean that you have to go out and check women. That's never since the day when I was being raised. All I've been learning about from the men in my family is that it is not your job to go check a woman. It's your job to be a man. So I'm trying to understand, why is there such a foaming at the mouth need to go check women? Especially women you don't want to be with. Well, I'm trying to change the community by bashing them in the head. Truth says Kevin Samuels was never the barometer of masculinity, and if it was, you wasn't around or aroused by a man. But here's the thing, Truth. No man should be seen as the progenitor of masculinity or the barometer or masculinity, because guess what? Ain't no man the same. What works for that man will not work for this man. There's a few things that may be similar that might that might increase the probability, which may, give you better chances. But when it comes down to it, what worked for him ain't gonna work for you. If that's the case, we will all be married to the same type of woman. None of the women would be different. And in case in point, none of the men would be different. We're all individuals. So where is it? And why is it that there is such a pain point to say that people who are twisting the words of the manosphere and the black manosphere, but they always want to name Kevin, why is it wrong to say that Kevin was wrong for producing these talking points that y'all are twisting in a negative way to fit your, to fit your narrative? And then y'all sit back and say, well, see, this is what's wrong with the women. They don't want to listen to us. You're preaching to people who are not you're preaching to people who are not in your pulpit. How you just walk into a church and just start preaching and think that people gonna listen to you? This guy said to me, oh, well, you need to read the Gospel of Kevin. Why would I need to read the Gospel of Kevin? Truth says he wasn't masculine at all. He told everyone he was raised by 3 women. He was masculine he was effeminate estrogen overhaul. Crazy. Apex says the Gospel of Kevin. Yeah, it's a book out there called the Gospel of Kevin. I'm not knocking it. I'm not hating on it. But at the end of the day, what you mean the Gospel of Kevin? This ain't the words that'll make you a man. If anything, what y'all should be doing is looking in that mirror and questioning why it is that you are accepting yourself for who you are in that moment, and how it is that you should be looking to better yourself. Now, does that have anything to do with the women? No, because success breeds attention. The women is going to come. And if y'all only this is another thing I want to say. If you're only looking to increase your maturity and strengthen your foundation of masculinity just to get women, you're in the business for the wrong reasons. You should not be getting into this growing your masculinity business just because you want to get women. Dr. Steele says the person who can define a man as masculine define a man's masculinity is that man. Absolutely. You don't need nobody else to tell you that you're masculine. You grow in masculinity. That's why I find it funny that a lot of these people is paying into these pyramid schemes and these Ponzi schemes. Oh, well, I'm paying this much on a monthly basis because I want to become a better man like him. Oh, you mean the dude that's running an OnlyFans chain? You mean the dude that's running a webcam chain? You mean the dude that's out here purposefully sleeping with random women? Not even random women, every other woman, but he's not faithful to a man. But yet you listening to this man about marriage? Apex says the issue is people do not want to put in the work. My old trainer told me this and told me to use it in my everyday life. Are you afraid to sweat? These men are afraid to sweat on this internet. Absolutely. Yeah, nobody's never supposed to see you sweat, but guess what though? I find it funny that a lot of dudes was more than willing to sweat within a bucket and take it over to Kevin Samuel's grave and be like, did I do enough, boss? Am I good enough, boss? Did I check enough women today, boss? That's how these dudes is. It's like these dudes have a quota on a daily basis to check women. How does that make you a man? I'm serious, Apex. Did I meet my quota today, boss? I don't want to make boss unhappy now. The last thing I want to do is upsets boss. Y'all niggas be keeping a score sheet? Yeah, he checked 5 women today. Hey, listen. Niggas got averages and ratios. He Hey, he checked 5 women a day. He used 7 talking points. He kind of backpedaled on one, but he came back and he hit the tray right at the buzzer. That man's an MVP today. Is y'all competing for a trophy? Is there a masculinity trophy that I don't know about within the manosphere, red pill space? I'm trying to understand. Is there a trophy or a ribbon? Is there a sticker? Yeah, they start backpedaling talking points, bro. Like, what the? Like, they out here keeping stats. Like, when that dude said to me earlier, he said, how many people have you helped get married? Bro, you checking my stats? So I guess my words ain't valid because I don't help people get married. Okay, cool. If that's the case, how many married men is using these talking points and telling other men not to get married just because they don't want to get married? What's the stats on that? How many men who don't want to be married are stopping potential happy relationships and happy marriages because they are telling other men not to get married? What's the stats on that? What's the trophy on that? Men compare to one another instead of focusing on themselves. That's because the mission is not the same. BTSI, what's going on? I got it, big homie. I appreciate you for putting me in the raffle. I appreciate that. I got my cash app. April, what's going on, sister? But that's what I'm saying. Dudes is keeping score sheets of talking points of how you use them. I wonder, do these same dudes be going back? I'm talking about the capers for Kevin Samuels, right? The capers, the defenders of the He-Man hate women space, right? Do y'all meet up after panels? Do y'all be in back chats in StreamYard or be in back chats in all these different social media groups? Do y'all be in like WhatsApp and be like, yeah, bro, I saw you dribble to the left when you was using that talking point, but you forgot to do a spin move. That's why you got the ball stolen from you. But you did a good job. You went down the court, you did a full press, and you boxed out, and you went ahead, and you got that thing right back in the court. Money boy, what's going on? So now men is keeping stats on how they check women. Men is keeping stats on how it is that they utilize talking points and how it is that they check women and bash women across the head. They keeping stats now. And then at the end of the day, they all form up together and they gather their stat sheets and they take it to the grave of Kevin Samuels and they pray and say, did we do good today, boss? Did I meet my quota today, boss? Did I check enough women? Did I serve you well today, boss? I never understood how that works. It's almost like a video game. Like you get experience for every little thing that you do. Like if you chop down a tree, you get 1 experience. If you defeat this monster, you get 2 experience. If you defeat the boss, you get 10 experience. So how many women must you check before you level up? April says they clearly didn't have a conversation with it. Absolutely. Apex says, how do they vote for the MVP in the All-Star game? I guess the All-Star game is YouTube. I guess the MVP is who got the most subscribers. And since Kevin had 1 million subs, I guess who would be next in the manosphere space? Who's the number one right now in the manosphere space with the number one with the most subscribers? And then who's the runner-ups? And how are they performing? What's their quota? Did they meet their quota for today? I'm trying to understand. Because if that's the case, y'all not doing a good enough job. The MVPs, I guess the GOAT of the He-Man hate women space, since he died, I guess y'all forgot to keep tally, huh? Come on, man. Y'all gotta stop this, man. For real. Y'all have to stop. I understand Kevin helped a lot of people, and I have nothing against it. But also, I can also say that 2 things can be true at once, at the same time. A lot of dudes is utilizing and tarnishing Kevin's name and a lot of the talking points that he stole and used from other people. Y'all are giving the manosphere a bad name. I'm gonna be honest with you. Black manosphere as well. Y'all giving the black manosphere a bad name. Y'all really are. That's why a lot of y'all don't even come around to support the originators of the manosphere and the black manosphere, because the truth of the matter is, unless they up there bashing women, y'all don't even support the show. Oops, my bad. Am I telling too much of the truth? Apex says ESPN magazine, the chosen one, manosphere edition. I'm just saying. You got a lot of these leaders of the new school. They're trying to be every year they're trying to be the freshmen, and then you got some of the ones from the yesteryear trying to come prove that they more masculine than other men because they know how to check women harder than those new guys. It's just like, damn, bro. Dr. Steele says those people in the documentary were giving the manosphere a real bad name. The manosphere gives you know what the manosphere doesn't do? This is something that I noticed. A lot of people within the manosphere, a lot of men within the manosphere don't go check other men and let them know how wrong they is. But then again, I guess you don't want to fight against your own. But listen, let me tell the truth though. Let me be honest with you. I see a very few people really checking these other dudes and correcting the shit that they say and the shit that they do on this app and telling them that they wrong. Anyway, y'all, that was my short little rant for the night. I appreciate y'all stopping by. To get up out of here. So I will holler at y'all later. Deuces, and thank you for stopping by and listening. Deuce.